video will explain to you why Hausa and Yoruba hate Igbo with passion. Just listen to the video.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. So before I proceed with this video, for the sake of my followers who may not come from Nigeria, who may not understand the whole dynamics of Nigerian politics, let me make this clear. In Nigeria, I'm not going to be able to tell you everything, but just a brief backstory to what I'm about to speak on, right? We have many languages and many tribes in Nigeria, but there are three major tribes in Nigeria, three major ones. And they are Igbo, Haussa, and Yoruba. Those are the three major tribes in Nigeria. All right. And if you go down in history, this cannot ever be contested in any way, shape, or form. Igbos are known to be the only tribe in Nigeria that scares the colonial powers to death. The only tribe that has openly and frontally confronted the colonial powers and challenged them. In fact, that actually culminated in the so-called war, Biafra-Nigerian war that we had, in which we lost millions of people. And this same Biafran territory held Nigeria in that war for about 3 years before they then defeated them with the help of so many Western powers and weapons. And so from that moment on, every single regime that comes to power in Nigeria, with the aid or help of the colonial powers, always has some structure they put in place to make sure that Igbos are caged, marginalized, punished, severely punished, and economically emasculated. This has gone on for decades. It doesn't matter who is in power. As long as you're in power with the help and you have the anointing of the colonial powers, you must please the powers that be, the colonial powers, by punishing Igbos one way or the other. We've seen it regime after regime. And even despite all of that, Igbos are still prospering and thriving in Nigeria. When Buhari came to power, it was almost like it was a mission. His principal mission was anything that punishes the Igbos, let it be done. They were implementing policies, their so-called federal character, everything already is skewed against the Igbos in Nigeria. By the fraudulent constitution they practice, Nigeria has done. No Igbo man becomes president of Nigeria. You are not allowed to be the president of Nigeria. There is so much I don't want to go into because I have a topic to discuss. The stuff going on, the punishment, the marginalization, the persecution that Igbos are going through in Nigeria is an open secret. It's not even a secret. It's out there for everybody to see. But then, the reason I'm making this video is that in Nigeria, we have what we call the so-called gentleman agreement of shifting power between the North and the South. Buhari took the part of the North, and so Tinubu is taking the part of the South. And for each time the North or the South comes to power, they are allowed to do 2 terms in office. So Tinubu eventually came to power after Buhari, where we had a lot of terrorist attacks, and everybody attributed it to the fact that Buhari is a Fulani, so he doesn't want to punish his kinsmen who are killing people all over the place. So when Tinubu came to power, everybody from the South felt, oh, a Southerner is in power now, so all the killing is going to stop. Oh, all the marginalization is going to stop. But guess what? Everything is now worse under the so-called Southerner, just to prove to you that the person in power isn't making decisions on their own to punish Igbos or to control anything, that someone over there Their overlords, their puppet masters have to dictate to them. And if you say no, they will use their propaganda to pull you down. Recently in Nigeria, under Tinubu, a southerner, what happened in Nigeria? JAMB had the worst outing ever. And when they confronted them, they thought they were going to get away with it. They said it was a glitch. And this glitch affected almost 70% or more of the students from southeast of Nigeria, the Igbos. And everybody knows that academically, year in, year out, go and check the records. The Igbos are always at the top. Usually Imo State, Anambra, and the rest, they are always at the top. WAEC, JAMB, go check the records. This time they decided, no, we have to fail them en masse. And when the guy was eventually exposed, he was crying crocodile tears in the media. Today, again, we are dealing with a situation where another southerner, these are all Tinubu's kinsmen, the JAMB one and the one from NAFDAC, went to Anambra State and claimed that they have found some people producing fake drugs in Anambra, in the largest drug market in the whole of West Africa, where people came from different parts of Africa to come and shop and trade and buy drugs. They went there, and after, sending so many videos on social media, telling everyone that, oh, we just found fake drug making centers here in this market and blah, blah, blah. I actually saw some of those videos and I was like, how could people be so wicked? How could people do stuff like this? And you will think that they would just arrest the people who have been caught indulging or engaging in criminality. But no, what they did was they just shut down the entire market. Thousands of shops. A tiny fraction are engaging in criminality. For their sake, you shut down the entire market. The largest drug market in West Africa. How? Please help me make this make sense. How? If the plan was not originally to cripple these guys economically, destroy Southeast by every means possible to please your colonial masters, tell me how you can do stuff like this. And this has gone on for months. Thank God for this young man. His name has never come out of my mouth before, but I want to thank him. VDM. For taking the pains. And I want to also apologize to our people in the East. That people like me and so many of us are alive, and this kind of thing happened, and it took close the door please, and it took VDM going over there to go and take care of what happened. Can you imagine? It took only VDM going there. I sincerely apologize to our people. And I think the governor of Anambra State needs to apologize to our people too. That NAFDAC will come from wherever they come with their bigotry, with their ultra-tribalistic demeanor, to enter into that place to go and cause the kind of rubbish they caused in that place and shut down people's means of livelihood. And everybody kept quiet until VDM went there. And that woman and her agencies, they're talking nonsense. We had an Anambra woman who remains till today the best ever, the best NAFDAC director ever produced by Nigeria, ever will be produced by Nigeria if care is not taken. She fought these guys to a standstill surgically. No one suffered, no collateral damage. No one suffered because Dora Akunyili was fighting fake drugs in NAFDAC. Nobody else suffered who was not supposed to suffer. She did her job neat. She didn't attack any Yoruba person doing business in Yoruba land or anywhere else. Didn't attack Hausa people except if you're doing fake drugs. She came even after her own, went to Anambra, fought them to a standstill. No shop was closed that was not meant to be closed. And you want us to believe that this is not tribalist, that this is not bigotry, that this is not nepotistic. I'm just reading that those guys have gone to sue NAFDAC, but that is just the beginning of their troubles. We will never let this out of the media. You guys must open those shops. This madness, this evil has got to stop one way or another. This is it, the curse of Africa. May God have mercy.
Thanks for watching. Please, I need your opinion on this comment section. Thank you.